Oh, I should turn this off. Bam. Oh, I can't because there's another thing in the way. Love that. What the heck? And now it won't shut off on its own. What am I paying this money for? Alright. Hello, KT. Love that. And now we're going to start up the mosaic. We're going to turn off the sound. Also, switching over to the thing somehow made everything else work right with the Bluetooth keyboard, which is great. And where's the window that I already had? Okay. Even when I try to be prepared, y'all. Even when I try to be prepared. There we go. And I'm also going to turn the speaker here in a second. Oh, wait. Wait. I already have that. Okay, cool. We're good. Hello, Scott. Hey, Bex. Happy Florida May Day. Hey, happy Florida May Day. Hello, Black Kitty. Alright, I'm gonna share. How you doing, Bex? I know, like, you're hella busy these days. Hello, Scotterdale. Nice name. Hello, Eve Man. Hello, Daryl. Hello, Various. So I'm reading that. Hello, Aries. Hello, Dance. Hello, Birdie. Hey, Vet. Hey, Heidi. Thanks for stopping in. Alright. All seems to be well so far. Hello, Jordan. How you doing, Vet? Alright. Hello, Quez. Y'all have probably noticed things are looking a little different. That's because I decided to officially do rebranding. Hey, Riz. So now all of my main accounts are Houseless Socialist as my my tag. The display name and the user tag are two different things. So I've also changed my the tag on my YouTube channel. But I'm not going to change my pay app tags. What happened? Most homelessness is due to choices. Empathy is judgment. Whoop. Oh shit! I have that sticker in the way. I ain't looking. Jimmy, do you have enough people to come up? No, of course you don't. Alright, well, you can take a lap. Anywho. Empathy plus doesn't tell you how to act. What is that? Do you know do you have enough people to come up? Yes, you do. Come on up. Alright, we got our first one of the day, y'all. Let me find that playlist thing that's running. Alright, come on up. Hello, Dot. Hello, Jack. Who this? You have enough people to come up. Come on up. Hello, Shy Girl. Hello, Mom. Capitalism thrives on fear. People have to be poor for it to work. Exactly. Hello, Tone. Hello, Librarian. Hey, CJ. Hello, Helen. Hello, Horse. Come on up, who this? You're apparently so insightful. Back to work, friend. I'll message you later. Right on. Not doing great mentally. Understood. Everyone double tap the live. Yeah, double tap that screen, y'all. Let's get the things going. I invited Who Dis up. He had so much to say. Alright. Drop that subscribble. Bam. There we go. And also, bye. Alright, bye, Bex. Hey, Eagle Feather. Oh no, what happened? He left. I'm 1 for 1, y'all. Who this was talking shit, and then when I told him to come on up, he left. All right, that's my first one. Not even a whole 5 minutes into the live. Love that. Hey, Tismy. Hello, Lori. Hello, Melody. Hello, watching. Hello, Death. Hello, Cindy. Hey, Broken Killjoy. How y'all doing? How are all the comrades doing? How are y'all doing? All right, bam. Get that going. And also get a poll going, her. All right. Well, we scared off our first miserable person. Awesome. Text poem. I'm gonna get rid of that one and start this one. Bam. Depression is winning. Hate it for you. The story of many, unfortunately. Hey, Jessica. Alright, I'm gonna open up some natural light here. Bam. Gonna turn off the big light. Doing okay. How are you? I'm doing alright. Gonna push through. The babies need it. Right on. Yeah, when you're a parent, you don't get to have mental health issues. How's everybody doing? I have music going in the back. I don't even know if y'all can hear it because it's very soft, mellow, lo-fi-esque. What's the background noise? It's supposed to be music, but you're about to hear it better. Because having sound going helps keep the live going. Alright, I'm going to turn on Do Not Disturb. Hello, Bravo. Hello, Sean. Hello, Don't Be Fake. Sound sci-fi-ish. Yeah. Hello, Rooster. Oh, there's a part 2 to this. Awesome. Yeah, I think that's the same lady. I love that. That's great. My city just fenced off the area a local homeless pop has been using. Love that. That's the point of the live, y'all. That right there is the point of the live. Sweeping people like their trash instead of giving them housing. Which clearly does not work. Hey, Free Palestine. They have it good. No bills, no responsibilities, no debt, no worries. Oof. That's a really bad take. And you have enough people to come up. Come on up, Sam. We're going to talk about that comment. And also, I'm homeless, so you're going to be talking directly to the source. So come on up. We're going to talk about no bills, no responsibilities, no debt, and no worries. By all means, please do come up. Thank you, Dino. Y'all please do share the live. Let's get some more people in on this. Oh, no! Don't tell me San... Oh, San is still here. San, come on up. Come on up. Sure, you have a lot to say, and you have a lot of thoughts and opinions. Come on up. Because homeless people do have bills. Especially people living out of their vehicles that might have a car note, and they'll have their phone bill. They also have to pay gas and utilities when they're living out of their vehicle. They have to buy things to help with their whatever they're using to sleep in, like tents and stuff, and have to weather enforce the tents and whatnot. And some homeless people have families, but even homeless people that don't have families still have their own lives to maintain. They have to figure out where they're going to eat and shit. Have to figure out where they're going to bathe. Some people are homeless because they're in debt, and it's usually medical debt. And now, and like financial, school education debt is on the rise because a lot of homeless people are students. Over 1.5 million homeless college students. And so I don't get where that's coming from. So, San, come on up. Come up. I know you hear me. Come up. Being homeless is expensive as hell, for real. Ugh. At work, so I can't discuss. Oh no, you can discuss. You have enough time to be in the chat. You have time to discuss. Come on up. Cutting down trees, fencing off the area. It's a better option than helping people for real. You work harassing homeless people. No, like saying thinks they know everything, so just let them come up. How many working homeless are there in the U.S.? I don't know how many, but I do know that 60% of homeless people have a form of income, be it employment or public assistance. But I don't know how many. Like for that number, how many homeless people are employed? That's a he him. 40 to 60% according to Google. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for the follow. That's wild. So I think 40% are people that are employed, and the 60% goes into people who get their income from like SSI or any other form of public assistance. So it's like 40% of homeless people are employed, but 60% of homeless people have some form of income. My main account. Oh, okay. Oh, I know it's you. I thought Mr. Thomas was your main account. How are you doing? I don't want to fucking. I know how your name is pronounced, but I don't want to butcher it. So I'm not going to try to pronounce your name. But hey, y'all, if for those of you who don't know, this is the main account for the person behind the Mr. Thomas account. Tia? Right on. Whatever, my love. Right on. Government can't keep track under the can't track under the table work. Thank you. You're welcome. T. Okay. Ty. Thank you. Y'all know I don't know how to fucking read. Ty. Thank you. Hey, Jasmine. Boop.
What's going on? How are you?
Oh, the stink flower bloomed, but other than that, no major changes.
Wait, you actually saw the flower? Are we talking about the
Yeah,
real
we
flower?
yeah, we went to go see the corpse flower yesterday, and it didn't hadn't bloomed yet, but it bloomed like this morning. It started blooming. I think it like takes like they say it like takes 10 to 20 minutes to fully bloom. So I caught it at like a really good time. But it wasn't bloomed yesterday, but it was starting to turn purple and brown at the top. So we were thinking like since it's starting to turn brown, maybe it was going to be a failed bloom. But no, it started blooming today. So we're very happy about that. My friends wanted to smell it, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking smell it. But we went yesterday because people were saying that it was starting to stink even though it hadn't bloomed yet, and they don't start to stink until they bloom. So we were like, all right, let's go see if this thing stinks. And it didn't stink. It was kind of perfumey, and you would only smell it if you got close. But like today, that whole section of the conservatory is stinking up because it bloomed. You know what it smells like, Jasmine?
Yeah, I mean, it's like sulfur, right? It's rotting, right? So you're watching the birth and the death of it at the same time. It's corpsing itself, right? So I've seen it once. I think it's beautiful. I don't have a sense of smell. So for me, it was just look at this amazing experience. For me, it was more like this is Little Shop of Horrors, like, but on a Venus without the Venus flytrap portion. So I thought it was very beautiful. But I didn't like. I don't really have a sense of my olfactory doesn't work, so I didn't get the. I watched the joy on other people's faces as they smelled it, though.
It smells like dead mice, and I don't see why people are so into that. But my friends are into it, so I was like, all right, let's go see this stinky flower. Oh, Jasmine, do you want to answer questions?
I could. So for Jessica Wabbit's question, I am on the ballot in Indiana. You should not have to write me in. The only states right now where I'm not on the ballot and you will have to do a thing to get a thing so far is Georgia and Alaska, and we are working on that. One state had to be first, and one state's got to be last.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all but two states, y'all. So if you're not in Alaska or Georgia, Jasmine is on your ballot. So, and in some states you don't have to change parties. Like I'm in Minnesota. Every candidate is going to be on my ballot. I don't have to do anything with my party or anything. I think I'm registered as independent these days. So Jasmine will be on my ballot, and I am voting for Jasmine. But if you're somewhere else, check the things that you have to do. I don't think Louisiana has to do anything either because I'm from Louisiana. And I remember I can't vote in the primary if I'm not registered as Republican or Democrat, but I could you can vote in the main like election in November. People are insisting that you're not on the ballot. I mean, it's on the website. Like there's no argument. People who are trying to insist that Jasmine isn't on the ballot are trying to spread misinformation and discourage them from voting for Jasmine. That's it. Unless of course it's Georgia and Alaska. But outside of Georgia and Alaska, people who are saying that Jasmine isn't on the ballot are just full of shit. Like period. Yeah, Jasmine's on the ballot in Florida. Just Georgia and Alaska, y'all.
Even when I say something, as long as a white person comes along and says what I say is untrue, you're gonna ask me, is that true either way?
Mm.
It doesn't just all come from Jill Stein supporters. It comes from people who speak about third party candidates without realizing that we've been doing this work since 2021. It comes from people's general apathy. Like I've had people tell me, you're not on ballots. And then when I go to Google or I go to their Secretary of State websites, I see my name and I can always find it when I'm looking for it. I never understand. Like there's literally videos where someone is telling me you're not on a ballot. The video literally has me going to Google, going to the Secretary of State's website and pointing to my name. Those people never come back with an apology. Those people never blow that video up. I don't have the energy to keep convincing people of something that I'm also requiring energy to keep producing because we do have Georgia and Alaska to get done. No matter what
Yeah.
I say, a white person gonna come along and say, no, that's not good enough. And y'all will believe it.
Yeah, it's like why are other people talking able to cast doubt on the person who it's actually happening to? Like why is that a thing? Hey, thank you. Join my team, y'all. Thank you so much. Well said. I'll be putting your name down in Ohio for real. Hello, Dominion. Hello. Oh, also Free Palestine. I see a lot of watermelons. Hello, Free Palestine. Wish you luck. Please stay safe. Yep. Hello, George. Hello, Bunny. I'm two for two. People who were talking shit and had enough people to come up and didn't come up. I'm sorry, let me be clear. People who were talking shit in the chat, but then I invited them up and they left or said that they're at work and can't come up. So I'm two for two. And the first one happened within the first 5 minutes of the live, and the second one happened within the first 10 minutes of the live. So I'm doing good. Hey, Mal, what's up?
I do think people should understand, though, if you are in this live and you are learning from the host is houseless. They need all of the donations that you can give. I am running a grassroots campaign and I also need donations, but if I had to choose with who gets funded first, it's always going to be a person in need. So please give the host love if you can. If you can't, share it with people who can give the host love, because Y'all are talking about some major movements on TikTok, paying off people's debt, getting people out of houselessness. This is direct action. For everybody who says that you're wasting your energy with a vote, fine. Don't do that. Do mutual aid. And this individual is in desperate need of mutual aid right now.
Exactly. Thank you. Um, and it's also a matter of how people, I don't know, like I changed my tag to houseless socialist for a reason, and I took Naomi's advice on rebranding. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. Um, I'm not going to change my pay tags as of right now, but I did change all of my main accounts across the internet to houseless underscore socialist so people can find me under the same name across the internet. I don't know if I'm going to be able to change my name on Blue Sky. Um, and I'm not going to change my names on Mastodon because I'm not going to be running my major platforms on Mastodon. Hey Tiffany, I can only tap and share as I'm on the edge of being homeless. It's all good. Do you want to come up? People who are housing insecure, people who are experiencing homelessness, and people who have experienced homelessness are welcome on the panel. Join my team. Thank you. Uh, I'm kind of iffy about people who work with homeless people because, like, they are usually the ones I come across, anecdotally speaking, usually aren't the most sympathetic. Because they think they know everything about somebody just because they see them as a security guard every day. But that is often not the case. Hello, Tracy.
Hey there, I literally just woke up and I clicked on TikTok and this was the first thing I saw and I was like, I have to join. Um, I'm so sorry that to everyone who's dealing with houselessness, and homelessness. I came to ask a question. Is there a way for people to give to you, or to Jasmine on a monthly basis, on a like a, what do you call it, like the money is just taken out the account, like is there a Patreon, is there something where people can mindlessly kind of, I know it sounds weird, just be charged, right, like every month? Is there something like that that's been set up?
I don't know about Jasmine. I'm definitely gonna let Jasmine answer that question for themselves. But for me, I have TikTok subscriptions. But if you want to pay more than the subscription on TikTok, you can go to my Ko-fi page, which is linked on my profile question mark. But on Coffee, I am the same username, houseless underscore socialist, and I will follow you and DM you that information. Boop. Oh, also free Palestine.
Thank you
Jasmine, if you
so
would like
much,
to
Free
answer,
Palestine.
hell yeah. Jasmine, if you would like to answer, please go ahead.
So we fundraise via Cash App and we fundraise via PayPal. PayPal will let you automatically, like monthly, donate. The donations would stop once we either hit our goal for the state you are in, or the election happens. So it would only be up until like October, November. So then those would stop. But yes, you can set that up via PayPal if you wanted to.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna do some research and try to figure out all of the Cash App pages and things like that. Is it okay if I like share a little bit on stage?
Share on what?
Is it okay if I like share a little bit about my experiences?
Oh yeah, of course. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I experience houselessness and homelessness, while living in the US. Like, I don't live in the United States now. And I think when a lot of people see the content that I make, which is about leaving the US, they make assumptions and they're like, "Oh, you have money now." And I have to explain to them that, like, I'm a fat black woman, I'm disabled, I've been disabled since birth, I'm autistic, I have physical disabilities, autoimmune disorder. And I have to explain to them that if I if I go rent an apartment in the US, they will probably not rent to me because I don't have a corporate job anymore. I'm technically a freelancer or like business owner, whatever. Like they wouldn't rent to me. If they did rent to me, I couldn't afford to live in a major US city. I couldn't afford to pay rent in the US right now, literally. And I just want to say that I know what it's like to be homeless in America, and I know what it's like to not have a place to go. And for me, even though I love my country, I was not willing to like let the country unalive me. And I know I'm really lucky that I was able to like get out. But I just want to say like there's always like options, and I'm willing to help anyone that feels like, if you feel like you could be better outside of the US for right now, because I know what it's like politically there. I will help you for free. I will help you find housing. I will help you start a business. Whatever you need, I will help you. Because I literally know what it's like. I know what it's like to sleep in a car. I know what it's like to be on a park bench. I know what that's like, and I will help any person who is affected. Thank you so much.
Oh, for sure, you're good. I also want to say hey to all the people that I missed. Hey, Timus. Hey, Brandy. Hello, Ghost. Hello, welcome back, Vet. Hello, Lemony. Thank you for the follows and the likes, everybody. Jessica, if you want to come up and share your experience about being housing insecure, you're welcome to. And vote third party 2024 asked, is there a website to look at which candidates are on which ballots? And that's actually a good question. Now I'm going to look that up because I usually keep track about who is on what ballots by other means. Um by ammunition ambition. Thank you for coming up. I forget that when I got to drop for a second. Okay. You're welcome back up. Also, anybody who has experienced homelessness, is housing insecure or homeless now, or works with homeless people to some degree, are welcome to come up. This isn't about you advertising the shelter you work at or anything. This is about centering homelessness. And sometimes people who work with homeless people know what they're talking about, and sometimes they don't. Like, if you're a security guard and you don't really get to know people and you just judge people based on the snippets that you hear, the little sound bites that you have, no, that's not it. And if you work for a predatory shelter that keeps clients in the shelter and doesn't actually help them find housing, that also isn't it. Welcome to not being it. Welcome to being the weakest link. Thank you for the shares. Moving abroad online. I was already following you right on. I was just sleeping in my car last week, but not currently. Yeah, thank you. Yep, that's another thing I have been realizing. I don't know. I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah. Some countries won't let disabled people in. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was gonna say, because I technically run shelters as well. And so what I have found is it depends what kind of shelter it is. If it's a housing first shelter, their goal is to put you in a home. Like, you shouldn't be in their shelter more than 60 days, right? I find housing first shelters actually are good places because they're not just taking someone that's on the street and giving them a room for the evening. They're putting them in permanent housing. Because we know the data says housing first is the best way to end houselessness. So I support and I do run housing first shelters. I think those are good. But shelters that determine where you could go to work, a lot of people don't realize that there are shelters that say you have to be at the shelter by 5 p.m. in whatever time zone you're in. If you are already working, and a lot of people who are houseless have jobs, right? You don't get to make it into that shelter. So I do, for every bad shelter, I want to say we could be the kind of place that eliminates shelters altogether by just making sure everyone had housing.
Yeah. And apparently, I have a lot to learn from Tracy because Tracy just told me that a lot of countries are okay with disabled, and if you can show disability income and payments, okay. OMFG, what about a dirtbag? Um, yeah, it's hello, lady. Grand Rising host and panelist. Hey, real Riri, how you doing? Yeah, it's just unfortunate at the lack of housing first shelters. It's like housing first shelters really don't have that much like of a big name yet, like because most of these shelters that are out here are just keeping clients for as long as they can keep them so they can continue to get paid and aren't helping people find housing. A lot of shelters also make you go to their church. If they're religiously affiliated, yeah, not all shelters are religiously affiliated, but a lot of them are, and a lot of the ones that are to a disturbing degree do make you go to their Bible study and church service. Or if you already have a church that you go to, they'll make you go to that church. They'll drop you off there and be there to pick you up at an exact time, so you better be there the whole time. Um. Also, people, if I reached out to you to see if you want to come up, you're welcome to come up. Um. Yeah, it is disturbing. Like, and they were. Oh, there are some shelters that require you to do their Bible study before a meal. You have to sit there and like sit through a you're like imagine being dirty and needing to bathe, being forced to and like haven't eaten in 2 days, being forced to sit through a lecture for like an hour and a half while you can smell the food wafting through the air instead of them just feeding you. And for a lot of people that's a fucking reality. Sorry if that's been said already. What?
It's one of the reasons I don't like King's Kitchen where I live. King's Kitchen will make houseless people work, and if the goal is the idea is if you work all day as a server or a person in their restaurant for no money, they'll feed you a meal. What people don't understand is they don't feed them the meals that they're serving on the menu. They feed them different types of food, and then they still have to sit through a Bible study.
Wait, I've what? I've never heard of that one.
Yeah,
So they have a
Bon Jovi used to own it where I live. It's called King's Kitchen, and so they will let houseless people come and work right all day. You could be a server, you could be a bus person, and clean tables. But after you've earned your meal, it's not the food that they serve to customers. It's server food, and that's not to say there's anything against server food. Like there are a lot of restaurants that do feed a staff meal, but those people are also compensated their wages. They're able to earn tips. These people are not.
that is disgusting. So like do they lure them in with like,
I mean,
hey,
if
if you
you
work here, you can get this food?
Yeah, so people know that, and they like so that's the push for the public. We support this restaurant because they're letting houseless people eat, right? That's the scam. And then people are assuming that they're letting houseless people eat the food that the customers are eating, which is not accurate. And they also, I live in the South, so people think, oh, well, they're giving them a little Jesus too. This is great. Um, and it's not at all.
It really isn't. So TikTok froze on me again, so I gotta restart the app. But y'all can keep talking and I will be right back. And I also have TikTok open on my laptop, so I'm not gonna miss anything.
Okay. Can I do a mod thing real quick? Well, I guess I don't have to ask because you're not here. Okay, so I'm gonna do a mod thing really quick, guys. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you might be in the country. Good evening, wherever you might be in the world. Thank you all for coming to Blue Pills Live. We definitely appreciate y'all being here, participating. The host pronouns are he, him. Writing in all caps are for the mods so that we can identify each other or get the host um, attention if the comments are just zipping by. It allows for us to be able to communicate efficiently. It's not because we want to be hostile or anything like that. Every now and again, you'll get some children laughter in my background because I am a stay-at-home parent. Please gift the host, gift the panelists that are up here speaking about their experiences with houselessness. Again, they need empathy, not judgment. All gifts are welcomed. Um, y'all continue to tap the screen. We definitely appreciate y'all participating. Share the live. We have 101 shares, which is awesome. We have 39 participants in this live. Again, y'all just continue on tapping. We thank y'all for coming. I'm going to go back to preparing brunch because we roll out of bed late as heck in the summertime when the kids are out of school. So, again, thank you all for coming. I'm going to drop down to the comments so that I'm not centered. Okay.
I appreciate you, CJ. Restaurants in my area have a buy a meal program. The restaurant puts a recipe up to choose. Yeah, and there's a cafe that has the buy a drink board, but there are no cafes in Minneapolis, St. Paul that do it as far as I know. The cafe that does it is like all the way in fucking Chanhassen. Not Chanhassen, Shakopee. And it's like the one cafe that I know about.
So
Uh
when
oh, go
those
ahead.
cafes do that food thing, right? I want you guys to look around that cafe. You see any houseless people eating that food? Do you see any houseless people welcome in that establishment? They take your money that they charge you full price and then they get a tax discount off of charging you full price. But remember the user experience. They're not giving it to houseless people that need a place to sit and a quality place to maybe wash their hands. You're not eating amongst those people. So you should ask them how they distribute that food because a houseless person can't just come in there and get a plate.
Right. Hey, OG Papa Smurf, you can take a lap. When you can send somebody a gift, then you can talk shit. Take a lap, 5 minutes. You can either gift me or the panelists, or you can scroll on by. Anyway, and OG Papa Smurf is he's not stalker status. I think this is only his second live, but yeah, he very intentionally causes trouble, so he doesn't get to talk for free. He can either gift or take a lap. How you doing, Josh?
Oh, not too bad. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right.
Good morning,
Uh,
Jasmine.
the
Good morning,
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Tracy. I was just saying, good morning.
I'm sorry. You have like a really loud echo. That's why I was so confused. Welcome back, Tracy. The places I eat allow the people to come in and sit. So there was a cafe that did donation based in downtown Colorado Springs. It's no longer there because the model wasn't sustainable for that area. But they would allow everybody to come in and sit and eat, and they also had outdoor seating in nice weather. Um, I've actually never heard of people being excluded from coming in to sit down and eat, but I definitely don't doubt that that's a thing that happens because even though they're calling themselves generous, there's still plenty of room for classism. Um, Josh's spot is not being nice to him. Oh, are you talking about the echo? Oh, and thank y'all for still being here. Usually when the app freezes, I lose viewers because I have to go and come back unless I have guests. That's less likely to happen when I have guests up. But this is why I'm switching over to Instagram in June because it keeps happening where TikTok will freeze and then I have to leave and come back and I lose viewers, which is like, obviously a detriment to me.
Do you get gifts on Instagram?
No, Instagram has a different monetization system, so you have to have like what is it, 10K followers on Instagram? and then be in line with their monetization and stuff. So for Instagram, I'm going to be directing people to my Coffee page. You can subscribe monthly to Coffee, or you can give a one-time contribution. So that's how I'm going to sustain myself on Instagram. And I'll also still be here, but I'm going to go try Instagram because like I'm sick of this page crashing. Like this page, I'm sick of TikTok crashing so much. Have you considered YouTube? Yes, I actually am on YouTube. I don't get a whole lot of viewers on YouTube though, even though they have adapted a For You page style thing for their shorts and their live streams. I don't get a whole lot of viewers on YouTube, but I do enjoy going live on YouTube. It's a much better experience going live on YouTube, but not a whole lot of viewers. Just followed you on Insta. Right on. Put on headphones. Josh, do you have headphones?
Somewhere around here. But then I have to unplug my battery.
Oh, you have an iPhone?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's the new move for a lot of phones. You either have the they remove the headphone jack, so you have to use Bluetooth, or you have to use the charge adapter to use headphones. But the headphone jack is actually coming back. So, yeah, because they found out that that's not a good idea to take away the headphone jack. Go figure. Oh, thank you for the shares. Y'all please do keep sharing the live. We're at 155. Let's get to 200 on the shares, y'all. There's 25 people in here, and I feel like that number's going to keep going down because TikTok keeps fucking up. But yeah, please do share the live. If you share more than one at a time, please do share less than 5 at a time. Hello, Namir. Hello, Thick Clouds. Hey, Mel, how you doing? Hello, Becca. Hello, Oma. Hello, Sally. Hello, Hi Holla. Hello, Emma. Hello, Lauren. Hello, Charlene. Hello, Jeans. So I took a lap and you unplugged my headphones so I didn't listen? I didn't unplug your headphones.
Is the echo still there?
No, you're good.
Wow, cool.
Answer my. I mean, if you don't like it, you can leave. But you can always just take another lap, my guy. There you go. OG Pops, are you okay? Nah, he's not. Oh, did you mute him for the whole live? I just muted him for 5 minutes. I want him to continuously take a lap. He can keep taking a lap. Let him come back into the comments, say some more ridiculous stuff, just because he's hateful and has nowhere else to go, and then keep giving him a lap. Yeah, let them give the engagement. Yeah, he can't. Like, I honestly don't mind. He can keep taking a lap. Thank you, CJ. Take all the laps you need, brother. We'll be here when you get back. How you doing, Laura Donaldson? Hello, Ruth. And the panel is open to people who have experienced homelessness, are currently experiencing homelessness or housing insecurity, and also work with unhoused people by means of getting them housing, not just working in a shelter where they sit for 7 years. Over half of homeless people in our country are veterans. Okay, I'm not gonna. I don't know the numbers, so I'm not gonna argue with that. And the last people who should be homeless are veterans. For all the hello, Brianna. For all the for as much as they get used for publicity, veterans should be the last people to be homeless because they get tokenized to shit and exploited to shit, and they still don't get anything. Welcome back, Eagle Figure. Hello, mining. I've been living in a hotel for over a year. Oh, fuck. If you like to come up and talk about your... Oh, you only have two. But feel free to talk about your experiences in the chat. Right? It's how sad just to come back to space to roof for no reason. Yeah, like, if... Hey, I don't think he's rude for no reason, honestly. I think he's just a really sad person. People who are happy don't act like that, right? No one cares about us after we risk life and limb for our country. Uh, there's actually a lot of people who care. It's just the people who exploited you to death or disability don't care. Because the common person fucking cares. The common person wants veterans to be taken care of just like everybody else should be taken care of. It's the people who put you there that don't care. And unfortunately, the people who put you there are the ones who have power over who gets what. Hey, Drew.
You know, after I was injured and received care from the VA, is when I got radicalized to the point where I was a communist. Like before, I was probably like a democratic socialist, but then I turned to a communist because I realized that I want everybody to have the same accessibility as I do. I don't feel like people should be on the street suffering, because I don't feel like I did enough to deserve the benefits I got.
Yeah, absolutely right. Hey, Millennial Marxist. Hello, Xenoblade. Hello, Suzette. Well, thank you for the shares. Y'all please do continue to share the live. Let's get that number to 200. We are at 163. Let's share the live. And also, let's get to 20K likes. Thank y'all so much for 15.9. Let's get to 20K likes. Thank you so much. Watch this video. Land was promised for housing. Okay. Hello, Bravo. But yeah, I'm chronically homeless. That means I've been homeless on and off. I've been housing insecure for a long period of time, and life has been like this for me since my early 20s. And I recently looked up the numbers for how many homeless college students there are, most of which were, they're college age, and college age constitutes as your late teens, early 20s, like the time I became homeless. So, like, I'm a part of that generation that is a lot of homeless people are cranking out at the earliest, still very formative years of their lives, where, because like in your 20s, or at least in your early 20s, you're still figuring out a lot of your personality and your boundaries, and you're still figuring out a lot about yourself. So to be made homeless during parts of your life where your brain still isn't fully developed is very traumatizing. And to find out that we at least have a number for how many homeless students there are, which are people who are usually of that age range, is tragic. It's like, why should we be loyal to a country that is so quick to generate poverty so early in people's lives? So I can't see up my left eye. Typing isn't easy. Okay. I mean, you can't come up either, so. But hello, Alex. So yeah. Oh, Tracy, do you have anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I would love to know more about, I mean, if it's okay to ask, like, why, I'm sorry, the commie, why did you, become a communist?
Because like my brother's been trying to get me to be a communist for years, but I got radicalized to the fact of when I jumped off a 4-story building, the VA was there for me and took care of a lot of my medical bills, and I feel like that needs to be that is what needs to happen to everyone, because I've seen people in my position who are on the streets and it makes me sick, you know? I just want to see a better place for everyone, not just the elite.
What is
What is
communism
communism
to you?
to you? What is that?
What is
What is
communism?
communism?
Hang on,
Hang
Josh,
on,
you still
Josh,
have
you
an
still have an
echo.
echo. Oh. Let me fix that real quick.
You can go ahead and re-ask your question, Tracy.
Yeah, I was asking like what does communism or socialism mean to you? Because I know um I know there are a lot of definitions because there's theory and then there's practice and then there um are different people that kind of experience it differently. So what does it mean for you?
Okay, I'll answer for myself. I'm not gonna answer for Josh. Um, Hang on a second. Let me clean up.
I can say what it means if you want me to talk first. Or do you want to go?
Oh well. Tracy asked, "What does it mean to you?" Not the definition.
Okay. Oh, not the definition, just the way what it means to me. Well, I mean, the definition to me kind of it is what it means, you know, the doctrine of the conditions of the liberation of the proletariat. Um, you know, I feel like the liberation of the proletariat is important to me because I feel like they need healthcare. We need uh, we need housing. We need uh, you know, education. I feel these things aren't being provided to a majority of people, and it makes me empathize with the population that doesn't have what I have. You know, because I have all my benefits and everything from the VA, and I feel bad for the people that don't, that are suffering. So that's what made me radicalize towards communism.
So, Josh, you were kind of quiet. Is there a way you can like turn up the volume for yourself and make yourself louder?
Is this better?
Is that better? It sounds a little bit
Is that
better for
better?
me.
Better? Oh.
It's a little bit better for me. But I still heard what you said. I don't know if you were just like super low volume, but people didn't hear what you said. Tracy, did you hear what not really. Okay, Tracy, did you hear what Josh said? Okay, Tracy heard what you said though, and I heard what you said. Did y'all was it just really quiet, but y'all still heard what Josh said, or did y'all not hear what Josh said? Could hear, just quiet. So they still heard you.
Okay.
But I'm going to answer Tracy's question for myself. Um, so I'm a socialist and I'm not one of those. Apparently, there's two different kinds of socialists. There's some that believe in the bridge to communism, and there's some that don't. I believe in the bridge to communism. Um, I'm a socialist after observing my material conditions growing up in impoverished, stricken Shreveport, Louisiana, knowing how corrupt Louisianan politics are, which have led to basically the ongoing devastation in Louisiana. And then when we do get some kind of resources, it all goes to South Louisiana. And I'm from North Louisiana because a lot of our politicians are from South Louisiana. So they just pretend like North Louisiana doesn't exist, which is why if you go to Louisiana, you will see basically the resource apartheid between North Louisiana and South Louisiana, and it's very staunch. Like it's very striking. Um oh, hey Jackie. So after witnessing resource apartheid for myself, I came to my own conclusion that hey, maybe if we band together as a community, we can we can do something, anything, no matter what that looks like, cuz I was young and I didn't really have the words for it. And I also didn't know I was a socialist yet. And I tried to pull the community together, but nobody could really do anything because they were all poor and very focused on their trying to get their basic needs met. So they couldn't really pull together in community, and nor could they pull resources because they hardly had any resources. And then I left Louisiana and became more educated and figured out I'm a socialist at least. Um, but like my socialism and my leftism is very much in praxis, which is why I host this space the way that I do. Hey, birds. And the way that I do my praxis right now is that I host this space and I let people with similar or same experiences up and have a voice where they might feel discouraged to do otherwise on their own. Um, and I've done offline praxis before. I used to be battery power packs to the people. Hey Jeff. Hey Leo. I mean Theo. My bad. Hello, cakes. Free Palestine, y'all. Where I would raise money to buy battery banks and then go buy the battery banks and then redistribute them to protesters and ex workers because those are the people who run out of battery the most. And then they figure out, oh, I don't have a battery bank. Guess I'm fucked. So, hey, Krusty. And before that, I was trying to host potlucks, but unfortunately, the potlucks didn't get outside of my friend group because my friends were more introverted and weren't really good about spreading the word that I had potlucks going on. But battery banks for the people really took off. And then I did ACAB to raise money and then redistribute that money to people in my local area to cover the gap in public transportation where people would be waiting outside in extreme weather for long periods of time for buses. So instead of waiting for buses, I would redistribute those funds so people could get rides. People could pay for ride shares or cabs, which is why I called it a cab. Which I might start doing again, actually, because that was a lot less running around and a lot more fundraising than power packs to the people. And the weather's only going to get more and more extreme from here as long as we keep letting millionaires and billionaires make our choices for us. So people are going to need rides. But the public transportation where I am isn't that bad. It could always be better, but it's not that bad. Hey, Lemony. Hello, Brownlee. So, so yeah, like that's my thing. So for me, my socialism and my leftism is about praxis and the things that I do, and how I'm trying to build my platform now as houseless socialist to continue to empower and platform uh other people experiencing homelessness, houselessness, and housing insecurity. So yeah, that's a nice name, ACAB. Yeah, and it wasn't even original. So there were two other ACABs in my area. There was ACAB, which was a grassroots community-led service to get people to and from protests safely, but they had to disband because a lot of people moved away. And then there was ACAB, which was like an art community type of deal where they would also let people use their vehicle, but then the vehicle that they were using was like already old and then had really bad like car maintenance issues, and they could never raise the money to fix the vehicle, so they had to shut down as well. um but at the very least, if I restarted ACAB, I would be the only ACAB in town. But yeah, please go ahead, Tracy.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. I think for myself, I've never really been one for communism or socialism just because I feel like there's a social aspect there. Of course, I mean it's in the name, but I feel like there's a social aspect there that makes me very uncomfortable, where I've been in spaces, and by the way, even though I voted for Biden last election, I am not a Democrat, nor am I a Republican. I just want to put that out there. But I've been in spaces with socialist people, people who believe in communism, and other leftists. I've been in spaces with other leftists. And they very often preach, and I'm not speaking about the people in this room, but very often they preach that they're accepting of like people with disability. But very often it feels as if sometimes the leaders of these movements are always unwilling to address their own privilege and how that affects other people. Meaning, if you have, let's say you have a light-skinned woman of color who has experienced like homelessness, and she's like raising funds for her community, right? But she's in community with a lot of dark-skinned people. And she's like, I was able to do this. I'm going to help you do X, Y, and Z, without realizing socially there are just certain things that are not possible if you have dark skin. And when I say not possible, I just mean not probable, right? Not easy to achieve, depending on your skin color, depending on, I mean, I'm a fat Black woman, so your weight, your disability status, whether you actually look disabled or not, if you have autism. Like, I've just noticed that sometimes in these spaces, people will go, oh, I'm technically marginalized, so I can lead the force. And very often, it's just not as easy or accessible to people if they do not, if they don't show up in the perfect leftist way. I mean, like, I've literally had people go, like, you don't seem like a leftist and you don't seem like you're a feminist, so maybe feminism isn't for you. And it's just like, it's the same way, like, I've heard other leftists say similar things. If you could imagine someone going, maybe universal healthcare isn't for you. Maybe having a warm home isn't for you. But a lot of these like movements, that's what they're giving. Like, that's what they're putting on display for people like me. And it's always been very alienating because the other side is really clear about how they feel about Black people. They're really clear about how they feel about disabled people. And what really scares me is being in community with people that say they support disabled people, but they really don't. They say they support Black people, Black women, Black boys, Black men, you know, Hispanic people, undocumented people, they say they support everyone, but it scares me that like a lot of them really don't care. And again, not the people in this room, but there are people out there, right? And in my opinion, it is usually the people that are closest to you that do the most damage to you on like a societal level, right? Meaning, when it comes to capitalism, of course, like, they have their foot on everyone's neck. However, when it comes to very often like petty crimes or violence that directly impacts you physically, you know, violent crimes, things like that, very often is to people closest to you, that are kind of putting you in these situations, or putting you in unsafe situations because they're not doing their research. And yeah, those are just like my thoughts. I would love to know more and learn from you guys, but I've just been I've been very unwelcomed, and my form of leftism leans more towards anarchy. It leans more towards not working from within the system and finding a new system. It leans kind of more towards that.
Tracy, have you looked into Pan-African socialism? Because you mentioned a lot of classism, you mentioned a lot of colorism. I'm a Pan-African socialist, right? I have issues like when W.E.B. Du Bois, when he wrote about it, he also had issues with Marx, because Marx is essentially waiting for Black people, Black and brown people, to rise up, to have this revolution. And then the concept, to me, as an ignorant me sitting here, okay, I'm saying this, my opinion, Like white people are waiting for us to like die and they'll step up over us and be like, now can't we all get along? That's how I envisioned it. And that's probably wrong, but I think Pan-African socialism is something you should look into.
Thank you so much for recommending that. I actually strongly, and to give you background, I'm a Black American person who also has indigenous ancestry, recent indigenous ancestry on my mother's side, which is my grandmother, who's indigenous American. I strongly disagree with Pan-Africanism because, well, I disagree with it until wrongs are able to be righted completely. My people have struggled for so long. We're the laughing stock of our diaspora. We are very often bullied senselessly for no reason, in my opinion. You know, we have many people that will make jokes, and this joke came from white people, right? This is a joke that people say about Black Americans, or that people say to Black Americans, and it comes from white people mocking us for what they did, which is Black Americans don't know where they came from. They don't say this to Jamaicans, they don't say this to Brazilians, they don't say this to any other Black people in the diaspora that got sold, that were sold into or enslaved. They say it to Black Americans, and it comes from the, you know, American brand of racism. And it was created, the narrative that we don't know where we come from was created by white racist people. And so I don't agree with Pan-Africanism right now. I feel like in the future, if the people that sold us were able to actually take full responsibility, accountability, and actually make reparations to Black American people, whether that's in a cash payment, whether that's in some land on the beach, whatever it may be, whether that's a second passport without having to jump through hoops or pay $500,000 into their economy, whatever it is, I think there needs to be, the reparations are due. And I don't believe that for Black Americans, Pan-Africanism is the best solution.
So I want to clarify a couple things. I'm Black American. I don't know where my family comes from. I don't. But I had suggested that you read about Pan-African socialism, and then I gave you W.B. Du Bois. Have you read what he wrote about it? Have you looked into him at all? Like, I got what you're saying about Pan-Africanism, but I'm talking about something different. So I want to make sure I'm understanding you.
I understand where you're getting at, but what I am saying, right, is that I disagree in the same way that I would disagree with the situation that is going on with our brothers and sisters in Palestine and in Gaza. It's not enough for it's not real government to back off and say, okay, we're going to stop doing these things to you. We're going to give you some rights. No, it's not enough. It's not enough. Reparations need to
Can
be
you
made.
provide me, because I think maybe I don't know what you are speaking about. Can you tell me what your definition of Pan-African socialism is? Because Pan-Africanism is one thing and Pan-African socialism is a different thing. So if you could give me that definition of just Pan-Africanism, I could look it up more.
Yeah, Pan-Africanism as in like the idea that, you know, all people that come from the continent should be in solidarity with one another, should help one another, should spread knowledge and resources and things like that. That's my definition, or the working definition that I have.
Thank you for sharing that with me.
Okay. So I don't know how we got here, but I'm learning about Pan-Africanism and Pan-African socialism, but like I'm really just interested in my material conditions like right now. And like I'm definitely like, yeah, African diaspora, let's fucking go. And but I do want to say I agree with you on one thing, Tracy. Uh African Americans, at least in the United States, I don't know about Canada or Mexico, African Americans, United States of America, are definitely discouraged by the descendants of our slave owners to not connect with our roots. Meanwhile, people in Africa are telling their side of the story, and we're finding their side of the story across social media, including places like TikTok, that when they found out how our ancestors were being treated, they wanted us back. They fought to try to get us back, and that we are welcome back. And you know what? That's enough for me. Oh, hang on. TikTok froze again.
I do want to say though, Ghana is one of the African countries, and Kenya have also offered us passports and said that if you are a Black American and you want to go home, they would embrace you. So if you are out there and you do want to go to the continent of Africa, Ghana will give you a Black American a passport, and Kenya will as well.
As a person that literally does this for a living, I help. I would say about a third of my clients are Black or, in the diaspora that I help move to other countries. It's not very easy. They're going to hit you up for cash. You're going to have some a large donation. You're going to have to buy some property, buy some real estate, right? It's not just a free passport. It is not easy. It is much easier for a Black American to immigrate to and get a passport in Portugal. It is much easier for a Black American to immigrate to and get a passport in Mexico.
But for those Black Americans that want to be on the continent of Africa, right? Like they should be like easy. Like I don't think any Black person is ever used to anything being easy for us, unfortunately, right? Like I want to make sure that, I mean, that is totally your line of work, but my cousins personally, like my anecdotal experience, my family members have had much success relocating to Ghana. They feel safer there.
Do they have passports?
Yes, they've become citizens, like dual citizenship. So
And
all I'm
and
saying,
how much money did they have to spend?
they spent about 20 grand, right? I mean, Black people have, hold on, so 1 second. Because like you asked me, please don't treat me like disrespectfully, because I'm not disrespecting you. I'm not mocking you. I'm not laughing at you, right? Not every Black person can't afford to pay for a relocation. There are tons of Black people that are saving and doing that. Instead of buying homes in America, they are using that money to move abroad. I'm just saying, I didn't promise anybody it was going to be easy. I'm saying if you are Black and you want to go to Ghana or Kenya, they will give you a passport. You can pay for one. Any place you're going to get a visa to is going to charge you to move and relocate. You can do that. That's all I'm saying. And my family spent over $20,000 per person to do so. Some people can't afford it. The same way some people can afford to go to a Renaissance concert. Some people can afford to go to Paris. Some people cannot.
And I completely understand that it's a matter of affordability. I just I know me personally, I work with a ton of disabled people. I usually do it for free. Or sometimes they'll pay me and I'll have to refund their payment sometimes. I work with a lot of disabled people who just have disabled disability payments. And I have to search and look for resources to find them the best place that's going to take them and not charge them an arm and a leg. And so I get that there are wealthier people. I understand that. But if a person or a government is saying, we are sorry, and not Kenya, but Ghana, if they're saying, we are sorry that your people were trafficked through our ports and that we have gained resources and money from that, residual income from that, but I'm going to need you to give me $20,000 because that doesn't happen in other places, right? Meaning when it comes to the Portuguese and them accepting Brazilians, they don't make Brazilians give them $20,000. Of course, to get a visa, they have to show income, but that's not income paid to the Portuguese government directly. We want to make sure that you have enough money to be able to afford, a little apartment or so you can have residency. But they're not charging that astronomical amount of money for the wrongs that they did. And the fact that, Ghana is a Black African country, there are many Black Americans that realized what was happening in the situation, and we feel so crippled because it's like you told us to come back home, and it seems like it's a money grab. If Black Americans collectively made a move to Ghana, they would make so much money off of us, but they've already made money off of us. when I look at some of these places that have dealt in the enslavement of people, like for instance, I always say Spain is weird to me and the UK is weird to me because you've enslaved all of these people, you've colonized half of the world, and there's a bunch of white British people on welfare getting subpar, medical care. There's a bunch of Spanish people that are not doing so well right now. You've colonized half of the world, and your people have nothing to show for it, right? And I feel the same way about some West African countries, not all of them, which is you sold so many of our people to people who went to the Americas. And now you're asking us for more money. You want me to ask to come back to the place that you sold me from while saying, I'm sorry that I sold you, but I need money for a passport. For some people, that's okay. But like right now, I'm on the continent of Africa. I'm not in the country of my ancestors because the country where my ancestors come from want to charge me $20,000 to live there. I'm not a wealthy person. I can't afford that. So I understand both sides of the issue. I'm just saying for me, I'm going to be on the side of the people that have the least amount of privilege. We don't have $20,000 right now.
Well, hang on a second, because I see what you're saying about selling people, but we also need to count in that the Europeans lied to them about what they were doing with us. And when they found out they were lied to, they were like, what the actual fuck? So, like, I'm not down to exclude the fact that there was dishonesty going on there, because it was supposed to be like an indentured servant program. So they were already indentured servants. And then it's also the fact that not everybody was an indentured servant. Some people were stolen out of their huts, like literally kidnapped from their homes. And some people would argue that that was most of the transatlantic slave trade. People just straight up being kidnapped in the middle of the night by the Europeans. So, I mean, if we're going to tell the truth, let's tell the whole truth, right?
That definitely happened, right? So, when the slave trade, or if you can call it that, when it first started, because it wasn't really so much as a trade, they did actually try to kidnap Black people, and it didn't actually work, right? Like something that I always tell people is that you can't be enslaved if you have neighbors, right? If you got people that love you, it's really difficult. So what was happening is that they were showing up trying to kidnap people, and they were being unalived and they were being maimed. And eventually they said, we need to find another way, because not only are they smarter than us because we don't know the land, they know the land, they know the territory, but they also have a physicality. They're warriors. They're used to protecting their women and children. They're united. So we can try to keep kidnapping them, but they're going to keep unaliving us. So eventually they found a new strategy, which was to just lie, manipulate, and yes, go through a process of sale of human bodies. But what I'm saying is,
What? Well, hang on, cuz like that's not how that works. Like not everybody was a warrior.
Yeah,
Like some people were kidnapped as like literal fucking children and babies.
and
Like they
women
can't.
women
And they like
also.
and didn't they also have like guns by then? And like the tribes in Africa didn't have guns. It's
Right.
like the people with the more advanced weaponry came in and brutalized people and stole them out of their homes. And some people did the daytime work of buying indentured servants to bring them over for chattel slavery.
Maybe there's a difference in like the history that we've known, but the history that I've been taught was that in the beginning of the slave trade, there were attempts to try to kidnap people. Some of them were successful, but it resulted in not a net positive for the kidnappers. Because if I kidnap two Africans and 16 of my men had to be unalived because it's difficult to do that, it's not a net positive for me as a person who wants slaves. So that's how it turned into actually a trade, because it was very difficult to it's very difficult to show up on a land that you've never been to this land, you don't know the territory, and you go into villages and kidnap people. Why? Because villages are filled with people that are going to alert each other that people are being kidnapped. It's very difficult.
Not at one,
But
not at night while they're sleeping, and two, not while they have guns and the people that they're kidnapping don't have guns. Do you see what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but as a Black person and as a person that knows a lot about African history, Black African people have always been able to take care of their own as far as protection. It didn't start becoming a problem actually until they started allowing more and more white people, whether they were Portuguese or the Spanish, and they started mingling with these people and doing business with these people and allowing these people and these rogue agents to come onto the continent and trade with them. Before that, there was so much rich cultural history of being protectors of men and women and children on the continent, but specifically West Africa. Like, and I have pride
Right.
in that, to know that some of those ancestors were mine, and they used to be like that. It was with the trade with Europeans that we see the fall of Africa as a continent. Before the Europeans and before others, not just the Europeans, but before the Europeans and others entered the continent and started to trade, quote unquote, to spread their religions, quote unquote, to do all of these other things, Black people on the continent didn't have all of these issues.
All right, we're just going to go ahead and get back to the topic, which is homelessness. Um, this is obviously a greater topic for a greater time, and this isn't room for that kind of debate right now. So, people who have experienced housing insecurity and or currently experiencing housing insecurity or homelessness are welcome on the panel. The panel is usually plus 25, but I'm willing to be more lenient today because homelessness, I find, like, after I learned that 1.5 million college students are homeless, I'm like, all right, I can stand to be a little bit more lenient. So the topic is about homelessness. We're going to go back to homelessness. I am currently experiencing homelessness. We have a person who was homeless in the United States and moved to a country with, not that. And we have another person that experienced homelessness during the developmental part of their lives. Um, and TikTok is doing a thing. Hopefully, I will stop freezing. Hey, Pax and Max. Hey, Stacy.
I can see
Go
you
ahead.
moving, so you're not frozen on my side.
Okay, cool. And hello, everybody else. But yeah, I also want to go back to what was said about socialism, even though we got very far from that, because my name is Houseless Socialist. So, I have found that there are not necessarily leaders, but there are definitely hierarchies, especially in online spaces and close knit communities. There was a white leftist hierarchy in Minneapolis before COVID, and that has since not been able to recover because a lot of people's racism got dug up, and they don't even want those spots anymore. Um, and I'm also usually very disgruntled with a lot of leftist spaces online because they are either contributing to the white leftist hierarchy just in an online space. And then even a lot of the people of color who I would say are endorsed by white leftism, the white leftist hierarchy, they still kind of contribute to it because they definitely don't denounce it. There are some people that are legit, and there are a lot of people who are just riding the white leftist hierarchy wave. Oh, they left. Okay. Online is a facade. There are some people who are legit, but it's kind of like, you see how I'm treated, where like I talk about homelessness and I platform people who've been experiencing housing insecurity. and and I don't get a whole lot of play from like those white leftist hierarchies like Comrade Kinsey, Patrick, and a whole other lot of people, because they just want to argue theory and stuff. And even though I guess online debating is some form of praxis, I guess depends on who you talk to. Um, I would rather get people money. I would rather get people coins. And this can't just be about Palestine and Congo when we know that people right here on our own soil are homeless and suffering and dying due to lack of food and lack of health care and all these other lacks. Like, it's so easy to separate yourself. It's like what Tiffany did. Like, she said that she doesn't care about what's going on with the college students, she cares about what's going on in Palestine. Do you, without like a lack of understanding that what's going on with the college students is directly in line with what's going on in Palestine, because it's about militarization and police brutality and people being slaughtered for existing. That's what it's about. And like I have decided to like divorce myself from the white leftist hierarchy circles. I've unfollowed Kinsey. I've unfollowed a lot of them because like I have accepted that I'm just not the sexy one. They're not going to come around to me because I don't argue theory, I don't debate with fascists, and I would rather get homeless people, no matter where they are in the world. I would rather give them a platform and get them gifts, PayPals, coins, whatever they need. And that's just not their bag. And this isn't just about Kinsey, even though I'm saying Kinsey's name a lot. This is about all of them. The white leftist hierarchy is toxic. And as somebody who I know is like, I know that I am busting my ass to build my platform, knowing that I am operating at a deficit because the white leftist hierarchy will never swing my way because, like, none of them are ever going to want to talk about homelessness.
I
Oh,
agree. I agree with you 100%. I It's part of the reason I can't do. I'll add Rathbone to that list, right? When the young lady went missing, I went in his live and I was like, "Hey, there's a missing black woman." He blocked me. Didn't even care. Like, he didn't block me. I was removed from the live. But where I'm going with that is like, that's something I would think you would want to use your platform to tell people about. But I also understand not being a sexy person as well. I feel you. Be right back.
oh, you're good. It's a like it talking about like when you talk about SW, I think it's so important. Yeah, like all of it's important. Everybody who has to operate under capitalism is important. It's like I can get another homeless person in here from Canada. I can get another homeless person in here from the United States. I can get another homeless person in here from Palestine, Congo, or Sudan. They all get a spot in my life, and we're gonna raise coins for them because right now in this world we need money to live. So I'm trying to get everybody at least a little bit of coins. Meanwhile, even Rathbone, like you said, and like all these other people who have their clout, who have their platforms established, they're going to keep debating Nazis. And what's the point of debating somebody who just needs to get the wall? Like it's a great way to just like waste your oxygen, maintain your own wealth, and not distribute any. Hey Krusty, how you doing?
Hi y'all. You're actually the first panel I've gone on in a couple days because I had surgery yesterday, so I might not be on too long because I'm in some pain, but I just really enjoy the conversation. Hi Jasmine, hi Pax. Um, and I wanted to come up and say like that's something that I also find a lot of these like leftist online spaces fall short of, the thing that you talk about, like, oh, they're just debating theory, like, is so true. It's so true. Like, I, I'm personally, I'm kind of like a person that's like about that action. Like, I like to put the theory into practice, and I just feel like I'm wasting my breath if I'm on here like talking to fascists, people who are never going to change their minds about anything. You're muted, Healy.
Thank you. I'm very much a boomer. Um, that's why I've started unsubscribing from the white leftist hierarchy because, like, all they're going to do is debate with fascists. And every now and then they do, like, for somebody who's actually trying to learn and understand, they do like change people's minds and hearts, or at least get them to like do research and figure out what's best for them, and that's great. I don't have anything against an educational space, but when you're just straight up like trying to out big brain a fucking pea brain ass Nazi just to like boost your ego, you're not helping me as a black person. You're not helping me as a homeless person. Like what are you doing? No, I know what you're doing. You're just making yourself feel better about somebody who's already beneath you. Because Nazis aren't people. And there's no convincing me otherwise. Oh, thank y'all so much for the follows. Thank you, Purple Haze. Thank y'all so much for the shares. Y'all are really hitting the grindstone. We're at 200 shares. Thank you so much. If there are any new people in here, please do keep the shares going. Hello, Ginger Spicy Chaos. Hello, Lamb Chop with the Beatles. Love that. We are also at 27.4K likes. Thank y'all so much for 27.4K likes. Let's get to 30K likes. Hello, Logan. Thank y'all so much. Pax and Max, what's up?
Hey, Blue Pill, how's it going?
Oh, it's going. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty well. I have some just stopped being unhoused news about myself, which
Okay.
is because, as you know, I was unhoused, or I was on 13 different couches from August to February. And so finally I've been in the same place now in Wisconsin for since February, and I've finally gotten on meds, and I have a therapist, and I'm getting a trans doctor this next week, and I get to start testosterone, which is really exciting. So I'm going to be able to start finally being like presenting as the person that I realize now that I always was, which is really exciting. And so all of those things are starting to get on the ball for me. But I want to tell you the very best thing is I have had food stamps here in Wisconsin. They're really easy to get, much easier than Minnesota. I don't know why. And I've finally gotten myself into eating. So I've been eating really well for like 3 or 4 days, and I get hungry now, and my digestive system is working, and it's really good news because I haven't eaten in 2 years basically, and I've lost 60 pounds since August. So I just wanted to tell you that that my body seems to be coming out of survival mode after being so fucked up for so long. So that's yay.
That's wonderful. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you.
And then what's also so great, which was an unintended consequence of losing all this weight because of PTSD, and being unhoused. And the unintended great thing about that is I lost all of my curves. And and now I'm going to be trying to put on weight and getting strong, but like in a dude way, and it's going to be easier with the testosterone. And so I'm starting from like a teenage body again, basically, like that, because I weigh less now than I did when I was 14. And so, hey, if I'm starting from nothing, at least I'm not having to take off curves and then put on muscle or whatever, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I hear that. That's awesome. Um, Arda, you can come up. I sent you an invitation. But we are going to let me see, you shall praise speak first. Hello, you shall praise.
Hello, my name is Ainde, and I want to abolish capitalism, but today we're not talking about capitalism. Uh, as someone who has experienced houselessness, um, I think there's a way the conversation goes when talking about securing a home for people, and I think you kind of covered it, like people trying to debate like the theory around it, right? I don't know why we have to like argue why people deserve to have a home.
I agree. Um, the only people who okay, driving, I got you. The only people who argue on whether or not somebody should have a home are people who want to use being housed as a status symbol and make and have that be something that makes them feel better about themselves. Um, people who care about people and people who understand that housing is a basic need aren't arguing about who gets a home. And that's just that. Um oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, yeah. So me personally, I don't do debates. Um, I like, cause like we had somebody up here who was kind of like throwing about out a bunch of misinformation. Someone who I personally interacted with before, right? We were mutuals. Like provided sources to this person, like went over all the history and stuff. And then when I was like, okay, can I know where you've gotten this information? She blocked me. So like,
You said she blocked you?
yeah,
Well, some people just want to, I don't know, some people just want to be right. And like anybody who tells them like, "No, you can look into it. You're not right." And like not even like a disparaging type of way, but like, "No, you're incorrect. This is the thing." They get offended. I could tell like the tones were definitely shifting around the topic. And then when I redirected, that person left. So we're just gonna let that be what it is. Um, oh, go ahead.
no, I just wanted to say hello to Krusty and Pax and Jasmine and Arda. I want to say
Hmm.
thank you for sharing space with me.
Hey, TK.
Oh, thank you so much for the fireworks. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to share space with you. And I appreciated the host for not letting it get anti-black. So I do appreciate it.
Oh, for sure. It was just doing a lot, and I was like, "Hey, this isn't even what we're really talking about. Let's everybody like." Because I could tell it was getting heated, and it was getting kind of heated for like no reason. Because like we know that there are different aspects to the transatlantic chattel slavery. So to try to be right about like a few aspects of it and then like just not accept that there are the other aspects of it is just weird. But like I'm not gonna tell another black person how to deal with their trauma. We're just gonna move on from it. Hello Arda, how you doing?
Hi guys, hi dears. My name is Muhammad. The account, my son, he like Real Madrid footballers. He like football all times. I'm from Palestine. I'm teaching Arabic language. I'm teachers, academic. I don't speak English fluent, but these days they learn us to speak about my country wars in Palestine. I traveled before months to work and teaching in Qatar. After the war, my family go to the Rafah. Before 1 week, he go to the Deir al-Balah. The situation is very difficult, very, very bad. Today,
Feel better, Krusty.
I, uh, what's happening in the people in my family, my parents, my all people in Gaza. It's very, very, very hard, very difficult, very bad, very, very bad. Why all the words? Why Israel? Why all the words kill us? Why? We are humans. We are human. هل يوجد
Yeah.
هنا أحد يتحدث اللغة العربية؟ My wife speak English, but it is not here. Inshallah, speak English. Inshallah, fluent next more. Inshallah. I want anyone to support my family because I wanna coming to to Egypt after coming to Qatar. But this is very expensive money. I don't have this is one person to travel to Egypt and any country. He need $5,000 to check to enter the Egypt. After he want to travel any country and he want to stay any country. He want to work. He want all things. My house family is destroyed in Gaza, and I'm working in Qatar. I ask when I come back to Gaza, when I back to see my family, to see my mother, my father, and my mother blood stress. Thank you. I'm new in TikTok. All Arabs using Facebook, you know. Arab peoples in the Palestine, in Egypt, in all Arab country use Facebook, and there's a TikTok new with us. I'm very sorry to because I'm not fluent to speak English, but I hope to learn the English language. This is the first language language in the world, but Arabic language is the very nice. Arabic language is very beautiful. Holy Quran. ان شاء الله يعني اللغه العربيه لغه جميله يعني.
Yeah,
uh,
you don't have to apologize for not knowing this disgusting language. Um,
anyone speak Arabic here?
um, no, unfortunately not, but like I get it. Like
Okay,
you're raising money.
one
Yeah.
one minute. I wanna to share the live to my wife, and
Okay.
she speak now. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, all guys. I'm
Yes,
very nice, very beautiful to meet you, to speak our to you the stories, my family, my father, my mother. Now my wife speak English fluent. She teaches English. Okay,
Okay.
I'm teacher Arabic.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna okay, so everybody continue to tap the screen. Please do subscribe to me if you can and gift Arba if you can. Because we gotta distribute the wealth. Um the homeless person here in the United States and the person who needs money in Palestine to help feed their family. Um and Pax, what did you want to say?
Just a little bit about what I said. Right now, TikTok coins literally buys bread for people, and like you heard him say, it costs $5,000 to get out of Palestine to go to Egypt or any other country right now. And so, if you believe in mutual aid and you have a few extra coins in your TikTok wallet, it really does. It unfortunately it really does literally feed the starving children right now, and going through it even with this app, with how much they take, it really does help. And so even in other times where it might have seemed like a scam or something like that, this is the actual currency, the functioning currency in Palestine, because the banks are shut down. So thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, TikTok takes 60%, but like it's better than nothing. Uh you said your name how to pronounce your name earlier. Ayanda? Ayandi?
Ainde.
Ainde, my bad. Ainde, please go next. I saw you had your hand raised in the chat.
Yeah, I wanted to ask if because I do understand like the issues um, in Palestine with the economics. I wanted to ask because I saw there's a link to a GFM in their bio. I wanted to know if that's still a source that they're using to raise funds because I make videos for families to help bring awareness to their GFM, but I know like right now that's not a lot something that a lot of people are doing because of like what Pat said.
Yeah, the GoFundMe's, I don't know what's going on with the GoFundMe's because you need a bank account to do that, and all the banks are closed. And like technically you need a bank account for PayPal to be able to get the gifts off of TikTok. But once you have the PayPal and you have a PayPal card, you can pay for things. But what we know now, like right now, is that the gifts do help. And thank y'all so much for sharing. Thank you, Jessica, for coming back in and sharing on a different account. Y'all please do keep sharing the live and help see if we can get this live to people who can distribute well. Thank y'all so much to people who have gifted so far. Hello, Mini Punk. I invited you to let you know that I saw you, but you don't have to come up. Hello, Micah.
Hey, I just want to say
Please
I'm
share
gonna
live.
jump down.
What?
Love to y'all. I'll be in the comments. Thank you for the space, host, and lovely to share this space in the room with all of you.
Okay. I'll try and come up once I put my kid to sleep. Right on. Hello, Faded Dust. Um, but if you can't do anything else, please do share the live. Hey, you're cool. Welcome back, Mel. What else we got going on? This is why I need to cut my hair. I have the CPTSD thing where I pull my hair a lot. Hello, Scorpio. But yeah, if you can't do anything else, please do like and share the live. We are at 32.9k likes. Thank y'all so much for 32.9. Hey, KGR, my bad. The dyslexia really came out on that one. I can't join the live right now. Oh, okay. But please do share the live. And if you want to come up just to sit on the live so people can come in when if they see that you're live, please do come up and sit on the panel. Of course, it crashed again. Hang on a second, y'all.
The prompt says people experiencing homelessness need empathy, not judgment. All gifts are welcome. That's what the prompt says.
Just stop crashing. All right. I can come up, but I have to stay mute. Okay, cool. And we'll definitely rotate people. If people want to come up and just be live and sit on the thing. Thank you for the little crown. Yay. I'm royalty. But oh, thank y'all so much for the shares. The gifts and the shares are really helpful. Oh, all right. Hey, Stacy.
Hey, hey, everybody.
Right on. Same. I can come up and mute. Right on. Why aren't there more tiny home communities and child-free people? I don't know. Like, so being child-free is like kind of an unfortunate privilege because of the repealing of reproductive rights. People don't have access to birth control. Hey, hand Harper Jasmine. So what do you think about is Not Real releasing video of women being kidnapped? I think it's propaganda because we all know at that point that's bullshit. Like, Hamas has accepted the ceasefire agreement and Israel didn't, and Israel is continuously bombing civilians. So no, I really don't care about whatever propaganda is not real is pushing out as they continue to violate the ceasefire that was issued. And now Netanyahu and the leaders of the remaining leaders of Hamas are about to be arrested for war crimes on both sides, which I can't really argue with. Because bombing civilians is always a crime. And at the same time, I am not at liberty to tell oppressed people how to deal with their oppression. So no, I don't give a shit about the videos of women being kidnapped. Because it's most likely fucking propaganda.
You
And like, why should I believe anything Israel says, knowing that
see
they
that
have?
calendar? It had seven different people clocking in for their shifts for is you know what I'm saying? Like you see the calendar? What I would say, from my opinion, the same way if people were enslaved in the United States of America, you couldn't actually expect the slaves to differentiate between one colonizer over a different colonizer, right? Especially since those complicit non-slave owning colonizers continue to prop up of a system of oppression. I'm Team Palestine. Israel can
Yeah,
suck
for
it.
real. Much platonic love. Yes, love that. So yeah, free Palestine. I have a question. Go ahead.
Also, yeah, Free Palestine. I don't want to like. Actually, it's kind of related to the current conversation because you said earlier about dehumanizing oppressors, right? I personally think the act of being the oppressor is already a dehumanizing act. You can't dehumanize someone who has already dehumanized themselves, right? And I also of the stance of it is not the job of the oppressed to humanize the oppressor. They got to do that themselves too.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Um, Everyone remember to hydrate, medicate, and elevate. Yes, indeed. Free Palestine, my friends. But yeah, I don't like, and like while we're, oh, thank you for the hashtags. Right on. Also, y'all hashtag FYP in the chat, please, and thank you. Also, please do subscribe if you have the means. And all gifts are welcome. I do have a gift goal, so if you can do that, that's cool. If not, that's cool. And also, if you have the capacity, please do gift our Palestinian friend here. Um,
Real quick, host. The individual is asking essentially, um, like someone to adopt them, like an Operation Olive Branch thing. That's what they wrote. So if you are someone with that capacity, consider it.
oh, okay. They're part of Operation Olive Branch. Right on.
No, I didn't say that. I said they're trying to do something similar to Operation Olive Branch. I don't know if they have any affiliation, but they're asking for someone to adopt their family as a family.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying. Hello, Martini. Hello, Guardian. So if somebody is okay with adopting their family, which is something akin to Operation Olive Branch, please do go to our Palestinian comrades profile page for more information. But in the meantime, um circling back around to homelessness, and I have considered making a video about the connection between homelessness in Palestine and homelessness in the United States. I gotta hop down. Thank you for having me. Right on. Thank you for coming up. Uh and how disabled homeless people are treated here and how disabled homeless people are treated there. Um and it's also a matter of like how everything is connected because the militarization of the police in the United States with the occupied occupied occupation. The military occupation in Palestine are basically the same because they're run by the same capitalists. Oh, thank you, CJ. Hello, Kurt. Hello, Forrest. Love that. So, I how long have I been live already? Oh, we're going on 2 hours, y'all. So I'm actually gonna shut down in a few. I'm not gonna shut down right now, but I am gonna shut down in a few because it's about to be 2 hours. Um, Hello, bisexual barb. I love that. Bisexual bard, I mean. Also, let's get free Palestine in the chat. Either text, emoji, or both. Free Palestine in the chat, y'all. There we go. I love host boundaries. It's all good. I'ma hop down for a second. Right on. You got it. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. It's all good. And thank y'all so much for the shares. We got to 350 shares. And thank you so much for CJ and Jessica Wabbit for really putting in the work on those shares. Thank y'all so much. Hey, gummy bear, gummy bear. But and also if you can subscribe, please do subscribe. Oh, I can't pin it again so soon. There we go. And I also do have a live stream goal, a gift goal. So if people can contribute to that, that's great. If not, that's fine too. The likes and the shares fill my heart. Hell yeah, free Palestine, free Congo, free Sudan, free whatever that flag is that I can't fucking call right now. Free all of them motherfuckers. Free us all. I saw somebody finally made a graphic for the thing that I keep saying. We're not freeing Palestine. Palestine is freeing us. Palestine is freeing us from McDonald's. Palestine is freeing us from Burger King. Palestine is freeing us from Hobby Lobby. Palestine is freeing us from all these, like, Palestine has empowered us to let go of the capitalist grips and the capitalist strongholds. And we know we're winning because McDonald's just closed all their franchises in Israel. And Target is going to lower their prices on essential items to like I guess reverse hyperinflation, because hyperinflation is a corporation driven. It's not anything that needs to happen. They're going to start bringing their prices down to lure people back in. And I personally shop. I'm starting the habit of shopping at Trader Joe's and Aldi, because Trader Joe's and Aldi's store brand products don't use food dyes, which I learned from Stacy. So I'm shopping there anyway. Now there are some things I'm gonna have to grab from Target. Well, I mean, like, there's really nothing I have to grab from Target that I can't grab from CVS or Walgreens, honestly. But Target, in some places, it's more accessible and convenient. And shout out to the people where Walmart and McDonald's is all that they have, because that's the thing that exists too. As Jasmine said, it's not about the people who can't, it's about the people who refuse. Go ahead, Stacey.
I read something yesterday, and this is in no way glorifying or giving kudos to McDonald's, but their response to all of the boycotting is also bringing back a $5 meal.
Bitch, get out of here.
So that's only in certain cities, and most franchise owners have said that they are not going to participate in that.
Oh, thank you for the added information. This is the first time I've said that out loud, so I won't say it again. Thank you.
Well, it's still true. It's just, two things are true. Some franchise owners are going to do that and some franchise owners aren't. But we're not going to eat there anyway because I know it's in their fries. Go ahead.
It's also only for 30 days. So if you found a franchise owner that is doing it, they're only doing it for 30 days.
Fuck out of here, McDonald's. Just fuck out of here. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank y'all so much for the follows. How you doing, Weaam?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Well, I know you're not fine. I know that was like a weird question, but it's a part of the American greeting. I take it you are the wife that was being referred to?
Yes, I want to talk about my story and my family story. Okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm Weaam. My husband is Weaam Alharazeen. We are Palestinian from Gaza. Actually, we live in Gaza, in North Gaza, in Al-Shujaiya. But when the war started, we evacuated from north to south Gaza. We stayed in Rafah. Me and my children were stayed about 2 months in the war. After that, we evacuated from Gaza to Qatar, as my husband is working here in Qatar. But sadly, my family all my family are staying in Gaza now. They're suffering a lot. They stayed in Rafah. But when the military operation started in Rafah, they had to evacuate from Rafah to another place which is safe as Israeli occupation say. They moved to Deir al-Balah. They stay now in a small tent. It's a very small tent. They're suffering a lot. They suffer to find food, they suffer to find medicine, to find water, everything. They're suffering to find everything. Also, I want to talk that my mother-in-law she is ill. She has blood pressure, and in Gaza there is no treatment. She tries to get her medicine, but she didn't find it. So we want to evacuate them. When the Rafah border will open, we have to evacuate them from Deir al-Balah and from all Gaza to any place which is more safe than Gaza. We want to evacuate them to Egypt, but to do that we need a lot of money. As you know, every person who wants to evacuate from Gaza to another place and cross the Rafah border has to pay $5,000 for everyone over than 16 years old, and $2,500 under the 16 years old. My family member consists of 14 people, 14 person. 9 of them are more than 16 years old. To do that, to evacuate them from Gaza to Egypt, we have to pay a lot of money. So we make a GoFund link to do that. But there is no donation. There is a little donation, just £150 in our link. We hope people will help us to do that, help us to evacuate our family, to save our family. Also, I want to say that I lose 14 persons of my family in this war. 9 of them are still under the rubble until now. They didn't we didn't can to get them to. So I want to help, need your help to help them to evacuate by sharing the link, talk about our story, ask people to help us if they can. We will be pleasure to do that. If you can help us, please don't wait. If you can donate, sharing the link, everything will help us. $1 will help us. That is my story.
Yeah, you stopped talking right when I was typing stuff for you and your husband in the chat. Jasmine, are you still here? What happened? And I'm going to y'all follow Weaam and y'all follow Abra with the person with
My
the
name is
flag.
Muhammad.
I'm sorry, Ahmad. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay.
Ahmad.
But the link in my account in bio.
Yes.
I want to say that Arda Golir is my son account. He is a football player and he wants to be a football player. So he named his account as Arda
My name
Golir.
is Muhammad, not Arda. My son like Arda Goran players in Real Madrid.
We tried to change the name from Arda Golir to our to my husband's name Muhammad, but we cannot. We have to wait 7 days to change the name. So Arda Golir, he is my Muhammad, my husband Muhammad, and we are.
I will rename the account. If anyone need photos, videos about my family in Rafah in Gaza Strip, I wanna to send it if he want it. I will send anything about my family because I need to travel him coming him to in Egypt after to Qatar with my family. My family in Gaza, in Egypt, in Qatar. I need to added our family together.
All right, that's so y'all please do follow their accounts, and I'm glad we got the husband's account to 100. Like I said, I've been on for 2 hours, so I am going to go ahead and end the live. But thank y'all so much for the mutual aid, and I do hope that your families get adopted, and I hope that whatever goes on here helps. I'm also going to screenshot so I can add your names to the YouTube when I upload the VOD.
Okay, please, if you can, please do that. Don't worry.
Yeah, for sure. But
Thank
thank
you.
y'all so much for people who came up, even if you were only able to come up just to sit. I appreciate y'all, and we're gonna go ahead and end the live. Make rapists and racists afraid again, and free Palestine and Sudan. Until next time, y'all. I'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Time.